Have you ever noticed something strange about Johnny Depp? It feels like no matter what he does, somehow drama keeps finding him. Like every time he tries to move forward, there's another storm waiting. Another headline. Another whisper. Another wave of chaos. It's almost like trouble has his address bookmarked. But here's the interesting part, is Johnny Depp really surrounded by chaos because of his own choices? Or is there a deeper pattern behind everything that happens around him? Is he unlucky? Misunderstood? Or maybe just one of those rare people life keeps testing again and again because he refuses to break? Hey everyone, great to have you here. Today we're going to talk about something deeper than celebrity gossip, deeper than Hollywood scandals, deeper than tabloids. We're asking a real, human question. Why does trouble seem to follow Johnny Depp everywhere he goes? And when you really look at his journey, it starts to feel like this isn't just a movie star story. It's a human story. A story about sensitivity, loyalty, pain, resilience, and a world that doesn't always know how to deal with someone who refuses to fit in. By the end of this video, you might see Johnny in a totally different way. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see a little bit of yourself in him too. So let's get into it. You know, Johnny Depp was never someone who wanted the spotlight the way most stars do. He never wanted to be the Hollywood celebrity. He has said many times that he likes being characters, not being himself on camera. He didn't chase fame or press or flashy attention. He chased art. He chased storytelling. He chased that quiet, strange magic that lives behind a character's eyes. And that's the thing. When someone doesn't try to fit the traditional celebrity image, Hollywood doesn't know what to do with them. Hollywood is like a school cafeteria, it has cliques, rules, politics, and silent expectations. Blend in, play the game, keep your brand perfect. Johnny never did that. He stayed outside the lines. He stayed unpredictable. And in an industry built on control, predictability, and public polish, someone who refuses to bend becomes a threat. And threats get targeted. But that's just one part of the pattern. Another part is simple, Johnny feels deeply. He doesn't do anything halfway. He loves intensely, trusts fully, creates emotionally, and lives with his heart wide open. That kind of emotional intensity can build worlds on screen, but it can also make real life messy. It can make trust painful. It can make disappointment deeper. It can make relationships go from magical to disastrous in days. You know that kind of person, the one who loves big, falls hard, and gets hurt deeply? That's Johnny. And people like that often attract other intense souls, for better or worse. When passion meets passion, sparks fly, sometimes beautiful ones, sometimes destructive ones. And when those private moments spill into public view, suddenly the world thinks they understand the whole story, even if they only saw one sentence. Then there's loyalty. Johnny is loyal to a fault. If he believes in someone, he stands by them. He defends them. He trusts them even when the world says he shouldn't. He doesn't let go easily. But here's the painful truth, loyalty becomes self-destruction when it's given to the wrong people. And Johnny has had moments where that loyalty cost him. Cost him peace. Cost him reputation. Cost him opportunities. Maybe even cost him years of his life. We've all been there, right? Holding on to someone because you see the good in them. Defending someone because your heart doesn't want to believe they could hurt you. When you care about people deeply, you don't walk away easily, even when walking away might be the healthier thing. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And Johnny is human. Sometimes painfully human. And then, of course, there's Hollywood. Let's be real, Hollywood loves you until it doesn't. It lifts you high, then watches to see if you fall. And if you stumble, it doesn't help you up. It prints headlines about the fall and waits to see if you break. When Johnny was at his peak, he was untouchable. Studios begged for him. Fans worshipped him. But power in Hollywood comes with a target. When you become too big, too independent, too beloved, someone always wants to pull you back down. That's not just show business, that's human nature. We build idols, then we tear them down, just to see if they survive. And Johnny? He survived. Not perfectly. Not quietly. Not smoothly. But he survived. And that resilience might be the biggest reason trouble keeps circling him. Because people who don't stay down attract more storms. Life tests the fighters. Life tests the artists. Life tests the souls that refuse to become numb. And think about it, every time Johnny fell, he came back stronger. When Hollywood turned its back, he found a stage in Europe. When people doubted him, he found new supporters who saw him as an artist, not a headline. When rumors tried to drown him, he didn't disappear, he lived, he created, he kept going. That takes strength most people don't have. And sometimes, trouble follows strength just to see if it can break it. Now, let's talk psychology for a second. People like Johnny, deep thinkers, emotional artists, intense hearts, they attract two things, deep love and deep conflict. They inspire loyalty and criticism. They draw in magnetic relationships and explosive ones. They create beauty and they confront darkness. They aren't boring. They aren't safe. And the world reacts strongly to people who refuse to be ordinary. Some therapists even say this, people who feel deeply and love fiercely don't have average lives. They have big moments. Big joy, big pain, big comebacks, big battles. It's not chaos for the sake of chaos. It's the life of someone who refuses to live halfway. And maybe that's what we see with Johnny, not a man who chases trouble, but a man who lives fully. A man who refuses to fake it. A man who stays real in a world full of masks. And honestly, that kind of person will always have a complicated life. Because authenticity is beautiful, but it's rarely peaceful. So maybe Johnny isn't cursed. Maybe he isn't drama-prone. Maybe he's just real in a world that punishes real people. Maybe he's just someone who feels too much, trusts too hard, and refuses to break even when life tries to bend him. And you know what? That doesn't make him tragic. It makes him powerful. It makes him human. It makes him someone worth understanding, not judging. Because if you look past the headlines, past the interviews, past the noise, you see a man who keeps standing up. You see a heart that doesn't go cold. You see a soul that keeps believing in art, in people, in love, in life. And maybe that's the real pattern. Not trouble. Not chaos. But resilience. Quiet strength. The courage to exist in a world that tries to turn people into characters. Johnny Depp has flaws. He's made mistakes. He's faced battles most of us can't imagine. But through all of it, he stayed human. He stayed himself. And sometimes, that alone invites storms. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Johnny is unlucky? Or do you think he's one of those rare souls who life tests because he refuses to break? Let me know your thoughts. And if you like conversations like this, deep, honest, human, make sure to like the video and subscribe. There's another video waiting for you right after this one that digs into how Johnny rebuilt himself and found peace again. You don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the storm isn't there to destroy you. Sometimes it's there to reveal who you really are. See you in the next one.